Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to today's class. Today we're looking at more common mistakes. Now I think I've got all the board in. Please, if I don't have all the board in the vision, please tell me. So these are all mistakes that my students have made over the past week. I'm just going to put that slightly down. But if there's anything wrong with the board, please tell me as soon as you can. So the first one, I often shave myself in the morning. Good morning, Turan. So the problem is this expression, shave myself. The student used a reflexive pronoun with shave, and we don't use reflexive pronouns with shave. In fact, here are a few other words that you might use reflexive pronouns with. You might use reflexive pronouns with these verbs in your language, but we don't in English. And so please remember, we don't say feel myself happy or feel myself sad. We say feel happy, feel sad, and we say I often shave in the morning. Yeah, I hope that's visible. I know the pen wasn't so good, so I got a new pen. But I often shave in the morning. I often wash in the morning. I feel happy in the mornings. No, you shouldn't. You should just say the area of the body that you shave. So if you shave your back, then you say I shave my back every morning. But it depends. Of course, just use the part of the body that you shave and that will be clear. So yeah, wash, know myself, shave, know myself, feel, know myself, relax, know myself, and concentrate, know myself. Okay, so yeah, these are not reflexive verbs. We don't use myself. Enjoy, we do. I enjoyed myself at the party. Yes, something like that. I enjoyed myself at the party, yes, but not shaved myself. Let me just try and turn the light a little bit around so that you've got less shadow there. Okay, I hope that's all still visible. So the next one. Now I read a big book in English about. Hi, Sasha. So here the problem is we're using the word now, and it's clear to me that the student is in the middle of this book. Now, the reason the student didn't choose present continuous, I get why he didn't choose it, is because he was in the lesson and he wasn't in the middle of reading the book at that moment. Nonetheless, he really needs to say, now I am reading a book about. Now we must use present continuous because he's still in the middle of the book. And it was obvious to me that that was what he meant, that he hadn't finished the book, that he was on maybe page 50 out of 200. And that means he must use present continuous even though he's not reading it at that moment. He really must use present continuous, okay? So please use present continuous if you're in the middle of something. Even if you're not in the middle of the action right there, you still need to say, now I am reading a book about, I don't know, management, or now I am reading a book about philosophy. Whatever it is, if you're in the middle of that book, use present continuous. You know, if you change the sentence a little bit, get rid of the now and say every Monday, then definitely you need to say every Monday I read a book about management. Okay, so it depends on the situation, it really does. But if you're in the middle of the book, use present continuous. Number 3, after Turkey, I haven't been to the gym. Now it's good tenses here because the student wanted to say that they hadn't been to the gym for some time. And that certainly requires present perfect. So good tenses. But present perfect isn't usually used with that word. And that's not the right word here. The student means since Turkey. Since he went to Turkey. Yeah, you could make it a subordinating conjunction and say since he went to Turkey, or since I went to Turkey, comma, I haven't been to the gym. Yeah, and that would be fine. Or just since Turkey, since my holiday to Turkey, comma, I haven't been to the gym. Okay, number 4, it lets me to focus. Unfortunately, you've just got to get rid of one word here. It lets me focus. But you might want to use allow. You could also say it allows me to focus. And there's not much difference. The only difference is that this, to me, sounds slightly more formal. Not much more formal, but slightly more formal with allow than with lets. But apart from that, they are synonymous. So it lets me focus, or it allows me to focus. Number 5, I should focus. This was, I think, the next sentence by the same student. I should focus to find a job abroad. Now, it's only this 2 plus infinitive that's wrong. We don't focus plus 2 plus infinitive. We focus on doing something. Focus on finding a job abroad. And then it's correct. Yeah, I should focus on finding a job abroad. Okay, so remember that focus on plus gerund, that's the way it's used, and not focus plus 2 plus infinitive. Okay, the next one, God bless that the brakes weren't damaged. Now, I've got to say, I've got a confession to make. When I found this on the feedback, this sentence, I realised I had made a mistake. I had misspelt the word brakes, and I wrote it like this, which is a shocking mistake for an English teacher. And so please remember that brakes, when you're talking about the brakes in a car, it's spelt like that, the brake. The same with a brake on a bicycle or something like that. But we all make mistakes, and obviously I was in the middle of a lesson. I write down the mistakes while I'm in the lesson, and that does mean that I may make the occasional spelling mistake or something like that, or typo, or all sorts of mistakes. So that should be spelt like that. But the mistake that the student made was they said God bless. Now, I don't think I ever say God bless. I want to first of all explain that. I say bless you when somebody sneezes, but I never say God bless. For me, that's the kind of word that you might hear a priest say in a church when they say God bless you. And that's the only time I'll hear that expression. So if you're using God bless often, you might want to reconsider it, because people will think that you're speaking exactly like a priest does. What you ought to say here is thank God that the brakes weren't damaged. That's what the student meant. He meant thank God, or thank goodness. There are a few other expressions there if you don't want to use God. Thank God, thank goodness that the brakes weren't damaged. Okay, thank God. And don't mix up that one with for God's sake, which is a little bit different. Thank God and for God's sake, they are different. So thank God that the brakes weren't damaged. Number 7, it was at the 3rd of August. Now, I'm afraid that this is incorrect use of a preposition. Please use on for specific days and specific dates. If it's one single day, use on, and this is a single day, yeah? On Monday, on Tuesday, on the 3rd of August, on my birthday, on Christmas Day, on New Year's Day. If it's a specific day, yeah, on Victory Day, on Women's Day, it doesn't matter what day it is, if it's a specific day, please use on. Okay, number 8. This story has a happy end. Unlucky here, because this is very almost correct, and everybody will understand you, of course. But we actually say a happy ending. So the ending of a film or the ending of a novel we talk about. And so it's just a collocation. We talk about a happy ending. It has a happy ending, or it doesn't have a happy ending. Okay, number 9. I would describe it as a sixth feeling. Now, the student here meant a kind of intuition, that they had some kind of intuition, like what a psychic has or something like that. So when you're talking about an intuition and you're dealing with a sixth sense, not a sixth feeling, we talk about your sense of smell, your sense of hearing, your sense of sight, your sense of touch. They're all senses, they're not feelings, okay? Feelings in English, this word's normally used for if somebody hurts your feelings, they upset you. So we talk about feelings as in feelings of love or feelings of hate, as in emotions, whereas we talk about hearing, seeing, they're all senses, okay? So a sixth sense. Okay, so there is a difference between sense and feeling. Senses are how you perceive things, and feelings are your emotions, things you like, things you hate. When you're jealous, that's a feeling, a jealous feeling. We wouldn't say a jealous sense, we'd say a jealous feeling, but we'd say sense of sight, sense of touch, sense of taste. Okay, and last one, a big part of, a little part of. Now, if anyone out there uses these expressions, please stop, because they're never correct, or they never sound natural to me. I don't think I ever say either of these two expressions, and it's because we have perfectly good words for a big part of and a little part of, and much simpler, it's one word. We talk, well, more or less. We talk about the majority and the minority of our citizens, not big part and little part. If you want to sound really natural and native and English, then you use majority and minority. They're the two words that we use in those situations. So a majority of our citizens, or the majority. We usually use it with a the. So I'm just going to rub this one out because I want you to completely erase it from your memories. It's not a good expression. Neither of them are. Erase them from your memories and just remember the majority or the minority of our citizens. So you do need an of still. You do need a preposition. The majority of or the minority of. But that's a very common mistake that I hear. So please remember this one. If you say it, I need you to get it out of your language and bring in majority or minority. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. I hope to see you all soon. I'll be making another one later. It won't be an English lesson though. But I'm going to make more English lessons in future, and I will try to make more TEFL lessons because recently I have been making a lot of lessons for native speakers, and that's simply because I've been working with native speakers, and so it helps me in my work. But of course I still teach TEFL students as well, and so I will be doing a lot of TEFL videos in the future. I know that they are more popular on YouTube, and I understand why. There are more people globally that want to learn English than people in England that want to learn how to use commas. I hope to see you all soon. If you've liked the video, like, subscribe, blah blah blah, and have a nice day.